it's Allie Edwards and welcome back to December Daily for 2021. Today is a look at story number 16 in my album here. This is 15, just to review. I did the circle shape, which I love having these individual pages in here. The back is going to be a photo of Simon with his advent calendar that's to come, to be happening sometime soon. As I'm trying to figure out what's next in the album in terms of pages that I've already established, things that are coming up. I have a few different things. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out what I want to include and what kinds of stories I still need to tell and or have, on my specific list. So one of the ones is, I told the story about Elliot's birthday back here, so I want to tell one about Audrey's also. They have birthdays just a couple days apart. So I printed out a picture of her and Aaron and Chester. This is the McCurcher kids' dogs over at their other house, and he comes and stays with us sometimes too. We went over to their house for dinner for Audrey and present opening, and so I want to put this in as a page. And I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one. I put this page together originally during a hop or a challenge with the December Daily Creative team of using these hearts. And I love the page itself. I think it's just, it was a fun idea to play around with. So I think what I'm going to do is have it just open up, have the full page photo be here, and then I'll do some journaling along here, potentially maybe using some of these guys that were in the kit, the labels that were in the kit. I'm kind of thinking about that. Also, on the front of this one, I had a story that I started to work on the other day and then bagged it, and I wasn't sure exactly what I was doing. But I have circles that I punched out already. This is my book club had a favorite things party where we all got together and brought, it's one of those ones where you bring like 10 of your favorite things. You pick a dollar amount, or however many people are in your book club or gathering. You have the number of people, you pick a dollar amount, and then you bring, let's say you have 10 people, 10 of the same gift that fits within that dollar amount, and then you trade them and share them all around with each other. And we did that, and it was really fun. I actually brought some stuff to make Bloody Marys. There's a Bloody Mary mix that I really liked, so that was what I put together. I did like olives and some pickled asparagus. Pickled green beans. Anyway, it was really fun. So I don't have much more to say beyond that. I don't have a ton of photos. I just have photos of the bags that I put together, and then a photo of some of the gifts under the tree. And then I also did a circle. Again, I made my circle specifically a certain size so that I could have the white around the outside of it. I liked how that looked. At first I was thinking I was going to add these on to these transparent ones, but I think I'm going to still save those for something else. I like how this is filling in the space here. This can count as 2 stories or 1 story or whatever. It's more just, this is a good setup and a good little home for this that can then move into this story here. So technically, I guess I'm doing 2 stories. But for these ones, all I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to adhere them down. And I am going to put this one in as a number. So I'm going to put 16 for this one, and I'm kind of thinking either I might just do the small numbers here and do those on top of this. It's like so wonderfully simple, especially when I already did all this. I think sometimes when I come to this, I'm like, oh, this feels too simple for today. But I already did this whole thing of putting these together and stitching them, and that was one of the reasons why I do foundation pages in advance. So I'm going to go ahead, adhere this part down, just get this real simple little one done here, and then we'll move on to the other side. All right, so diving into this one, obviously pretty simple. I'm just adhering down the 3-inch circle punched images. I set those circles to be a little bit smaller. I think they're probably like 2.75, maybe a little bit bigger than that. And then was able to have the white border around there. I really like how that part turned out. And then I wanted to add on a thing that we had in a recent story kit. It was in a glow story kit, and it says Twinkle Lights Forever. And it's like a foil on vellum, and I used a small little brad had just attached that so that it could be pulled up and you could see the photo behind it. And then I'm adding on the puffy number 16 onto that top photo. Definitely easier to see in real life than it might be on there right now. Then I also ended up going ahead and adding some more of these stars. These are the gold puffy stars that were included in the advent calendar. I decided to add those onto all of the hearts, especially, I think actually all the ones that didn't have any words on them, those are the ones that I added on there, and I thought that was kind of a fun way to tie in the stars, that I add on to the journaling thing you'll see in a little bit here. Then I trimmed down the photo, my large photo. It's about 11 inches wide by 8¼ inches tall. Went ahead and used the We Are Memory Keepers hole punch to punch holes there. And then I decided that an easy way to add a story on there would be to use another one of the pockets, the pocket journal cards that was included in the main kit. So I pulled that out. I'm adding on a different chipboard piece, and I also added one of those gold stars on top using red line tape to adhere that onto the pattern paper. I have a whole video that shows how I made that heart, the plastic heart mobile. So you guys can check that out here on my YouTube channel, or it's linked below the blog post. Then I went ahead and I had a couple of cork sunshines there, cork starburst circles. I had 2 that I found in my stash, and I added the red outlined label stickers on top, and then I'm going to be adding chipboard pieces onto there in a little bit. Pulling out the journaling from the pocket, just decided to handwrite, simple and easy to handwrite details about our family gathering, getting together for Audrey's birthday, just putting details on there like what we ate and, some of the presents that she got, that sort of thing. A nice little reminder. I think it's interesting when you've got a couple different kids that have birthdays in, around Christmas time. There's always additional celebrations to be had, which makes it really fun too. So adding that on there, I'm just using that Uniball Vision Elite pen again. That's one I've been using a number of other times here, and just filling it in until I get to the bottom, and then I'm going to go back in there and add the underlining because I always like the look of that. Before I move on to figure out what I'm going to add on to those starbursts, I did take another sticker tab that was included with the advent calendar and stapling that with a tiny attacher and slipping that in. Then I was thinking about things that could go inside those cork circles and on top of the label stickers, and so I pulled out my chipboard, and you can see that I've actually separated all my chipboard. There's another video for that. And then I picked out a couple from my stash there. And then I also took another one and I stamped the number 13 and wrote birthday on top. I didn't have another one with cork, but did have just another circle, and so used that instead. As always, you can see more details on today's blog post.